I am going to try to do this. Hopefully, I'll make some sense. Today, I had a conversation with one of my close friends, and he was like, "You gotta believe that you are the prize." And in my mind, I'm always thinking, "Believe you're the prize." Believe you're the prize? I've heard ladies say it too. I am the prize. And me, I'm thinking, you should know you are the prize. You should know that you are good, or you are great, or you are special, or you are incredible. You should know this. But I think a lot of people don't really realize it, so they have to go around getting mentally strong. I am the prize. I am the prize. I got to remember I'm the prize because I value other people more than myself. Which to me, I find to be absurd, but some people will do that. So go ahead and value someone more than you if you want to. But for anyone who thinks that they are in doubt if they are the prize, you should start asking yourself questions. So I've made up 5 questions to ask yourself if you ever want to think about if you are a prize or not. Because I like to laugh at people, but I like to laugh at you just for your thoughts, not because anything's wrong with them, just because they're funny to me. But you are entitled to your thoughts. So here are my 5 questions I think that will help you figure out if you are a prize. And we're talking about prize meaning in any type of companionship, friendship, relationship, situationship, whatever you are in. And this is not end all be all. I'm an expert at anything type dialogue here. But it is some questions that maybe you should go through in your mind. So when you are in doubt if you are a prize or not, you will know. So this is for the ladies and the men. So the first question you should ask yourself if you want to figure out if you are a prize is, what assets do you have? Now, that's kind of a general question, but let's break it down to this, income versus debt. What personal income do you have, and what debt do you have? Now, if you break it down like that, it changes it. If you say, what liabilities do I have, financial or otherwise, and you add that all together, your income, your liabilities versus your debt, and whatever else, you will say at the end, if I have assets. So that's the first question you should ask yourself. What assets do I have? Am I bringing anything? That's the first question. Now, the second question, which is kind of easy, but a lot of people kind of overlook, is what are you good at? And what I mean by that is, what are you good at? What are you confident at? What can you do that most people can't do like you can? I don't care if it's discipline. I don't care if it's eating. I don't care if it's sleeping. What are you good at? What can you do that is good? And if you are good at something, how do you show your skills? I don't care if it's taking beautiful photos. I don't care if it's being the best video gamer on the planet Earth. I don't care if it's cooking, bouncing a basketball, rapping, singing, finances, investing, whatever it may be. How do you show that you're good at something? So now this is the second question, and I'm breaking it down so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. And the third question you should ask yourself if you want to know if you are a prize, and this is kind of simple, but most people overlook, is how do you make other people feel around or about you? And that, do you make people feel good? Do people look forward to seeing you, or do you force yourself upon other people? That's a question you should ask. Do people want me around? How do they feel about me? Do you make life easier for other people, or do you make it harder? So that lets you know how people will feel about you. If you have to force yourself on someone, or you make somebody else's life harder, how do you think you make them feel? Do you think they're happy that you make their life harder? I mean, some people don't mind being altruistic and helping, but all the time? That's a question that you should ask. And this is my fourth one. And it's another simple one, but most people don't really think about it. Is, do you have growth potential? That means, do you try to learn more about stuff that you already know, or do you try to learn new stuff? Because that's all growth potential. I don't care if you know computers backwards and forwards. Do you Keep trying to grow and learn more. I don't care how much you've been directing film. There's always something new to learn. So some people who think they know it all have no growth potential. So that's a question you got to ask. Do you have potential to grow? And are you open to critique and or advice from other people? Meaning, if somebody can improve your situation, if somebody can tell you something to make you better, are you open for it? Are you open to grow? Are you open for advice? Like, I'm extremely open for advice. Now, I'm kind of particular in how I want people to say stuff, but if somebody says I'm trying to tell you something, listen, I will shut up and listen. But if people say it in a way where they're stopping me from my flow without letting me know what they're trying to do, then my patience with stops me. But that's what I mean by, do you have growth potential? See, I think I'm extremely confident in a lot of things, but you can direct me and you say, read this, and I'm going to follow your instruction, especially if it makes sense. And the last one for that I can think of at this time for you, what makes you a prize or the prize is, think about this, is your time worth paying for? Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, but is your time really worth paying for? Will somebody pay you to be around them? Is your time worth paying for? It's a simple question. So they can break it down like this. If your time is worth paying for, how much is your time worth? How much do you think you should be paid for your time? Because time is something you can't get back. There's a lot of people that would rather give money than time. And I'm kind of like that. I would rather give you some money than give you my time, because my time means a lot to me. And following under, is your time worth paying for? Do you ever ask the question about other people? Are you worth my time? See, that's how you know if you are the prize, because you will most likely sooner or later say, are they worth my time? And are they worth my time? Should I even be talking to you? Are you worth the interaction? And my friend and I, we got into a dialogue, and it was about somebody said something that you don't like. I say, man, they're not worth my time. I wouldn't respond. You have to be worth my time, or I have to care about you. So a lot of people are not worth my time. I'd rather give them some money than give them 10 seconds of my time. So if you give my time for me to interact with you, you are special. So I'm doing this real quick. Men or women, these are just questions I would ask. What makes you the prize? A lot of people say I'm the prize, but I digress. You shouldn't have to convince yourself that you are the prize. You should know that your time is it. You should know that you are great. You should know that you are special and fantastic. And if you have to think about that to get your mind right so you can figure out how you can be the prize, ask yourself these 5 questions. These are not the end all be all. This is just a little bit to get you towards the road to positivity. Because I think everybody can be the prize. However, when you think that you are so worth it, think about those 5 questions, and I'm going to say them again. What assets do you have? 2, what are you good at? 3, how do you make other people feel around about you? 4, do you have growth potential? And 5, is your time worth paying for? Ask yourself these questions, and then you will know if you are the prize. Only you can figure it out, and only you can make changes to make yourself great. Hopefully everybody will make themselves great, because I believe you all have potential to be great. And this is the end of my speech. Hopefully it will make sense. I would love to hear people's opinion on it. You can like, share, and subscribe, and you can comment below. And hopefully somebody will go at me crazy so I can respond with my typing skills and attack you on the keyboard, because I love to write. Woohoo! Haha. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Woohoo! Michael Jackson style. And somebody's honking the horn.